Hello. I am having some freeze issues on my computer where I am not able to see. Where's my camera? Adjust. Okay, well, nonetheless, present and accounted for, even if it doesn't look the way I wanted it to look. So, hello there. Hello, hello. I want to welcome you to another episode of Quiet Authority Conversations. I am really, really glad that you're here. For those that don't know me, my name is Natasha. I am the founder of the House of Quiet Impact and your host of The Quiet Mic. If you have not done so already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and feel free to share this message with others. The reason why is because it really does help us out with the algorithm and with getting the message out there. Okay. Now, today's conversation, it might be one of the most honest ones that we've had so far. Reason being is because we're talking about something that holds way too many brilliant people back, and that's waiting to feel confident. All right. If you ever held back from sharing your message, from launching something new, or if you held back from stepping into leadership because you just didn't feel confident enough, this is one of those ones. Okay. This episode is for you. Okay. Reason why is because confidence is not a prerequisite, it's a result. Let that sink in. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to get moving. And confidence is what meets you while you're on that road. Okay. So let's talk about what this actually means and what this actually looks like. Okay. So let's say that you want to speak up in a meeting, but let's say that your mind starts racing or you want to launch a podcast, but the fear of sounding professional enough is what's holding you back. Or you want to show your face on video, but the voice in your head is telling you, who do you think you are? So then you end up waiting and you stay quiet and you just keep planning behind the scenes. And the days keep passing, sometimes years. But here's the truth that nobody says out loud: you're not alone. Many of us, if not all of us, have been there, including me. All right. I used to be terrified of public speaking. My hands would start sweating. I would go out of my way to just avoid it. Even if I had something valuable to say, what happened was that fear convinced me that I wasn't enough. And that same thing happened when I wanted to honestly start this podcast. I sat on the idea for over a year. Yes, an entire year. I kept telling myself that, oh, I'll just do it when I feel more confident. I'll do it when I have more equipment. Honestly, looking back, I created those excuses just so that I wouldn't have to start. But then one day I had a moment and I thought the cost of staying scared was far greater than the risk of me just showing up. And what this really means is that staying scared means staying silent. And staying scared meant that somebody else was missing out on what I could say. And staying scared meant that I wasn't building the life and the business that I knew that I was meant for. So, what that fear was, it was costing me that one thing, everything that I wanted. So I just decided to stop shrinking and start showing up. I showed up scared. I showed up with that shaky voice. I got better. Not perfect, but better. And let me tell you, when I first had to lead a training session, um, for those that are new to this channel, previously I was an HR leader for over 17 years. And in that former life, I helped other quiet leaders navigate some of the hardest moments in their careers. And I was the one expected to guide them through. But I was terrified, y'all. I was super terrified. And I kept thinking, what if I mess up? What if they see how nervous I am? And yet I realized this also. If I could just help one person, then that means I could help so many others with what I had to say. So I showed up. shaky voice and all. But here's what happened. I saw light bulbs go off. I got thank you messages. People said, no one ever explained it like that before. So each time I spoke, I got a little stronger. I got a little more clear. I got a little more grounded. And my message to you, do it scared and then do it again and again. Why? Because confidence lives in the reps. It's like riding a bike. You get on, you wobble, you fall, and then you question yourself. But then one day you get up, you ride a little bit longer, your balance gets better. And then one day you riding smooth. And then before you know it, you crushing it. You cruising. Nobody can tell you anything. And that's what I want you to understand. But I want to talk about 3 truths that actually help me shift from fear into leadership. And I know that that can help you too. Okay. So let's get into it. Truth number 1. You do not need to be loud to be powerful. Visibility doesn't mean being everywhere. And I've said this before. It means showing up where it counts. For me, what that looks like is I chose LinkedIn and YouTube. Why? Because that's where I feel clear. That's where I feel that my voice feels steady. I didn't try to be on every platform. I chose the ones that made sense for me so that they can carry my message. If you're an introvert, just know you do not need to be 10 places to show up. You need 1 or 2. If you feel comfortable with adding more, go ahead. But go with where your voice lands with clarity. For me, this looks like posting with intention, without pressure. It means creating a live stream every Thursday. It means posting in a form that the noise is not so loud. Okay. I value connection. I value that. And that's how I move. Okay. I don't need to be everywhere. I just need to be in the right places, which is here with you. So, what does that mean? The right places are wherever you are. The right places are going to be wherever your audience is listening. It's going to be wherever you feel most aligned. It's going to be wherever you can be consistent without burning out. Okay. Moving on. Truth number 2, be careful about when safety lags. Okay. I used to try to do everything in real time. Okay. And what that ended up costing me was um it costed me so much. Why? Because it made me not rely on systems. And systems are what make you breathe a little bit more. I could focus on the message, not the scramble. I could show up even when I wasn't sure. With that, I'm able to build consistency and that builds trust. Okay. So, what are examples that can help you create confidence? You could map out a high level content plan so that I'm not guessing every week. Okay. You can use a scheduling tool like Later. That's the name of the program. You can try writing email sequences one time and then letting them run on autopilot. You can set up simple systems like that. With doing that, that's how I stop feeling behind. But know this, okay? Structure is not stiff, it's a safety net for your purpose. So, what does that mean? It simply means you don't need to wing it every day. You need to build flow. You need to protect your energy so that you can lead on purpose, okay? All right, truth number 3, repetition builds real confidence. No shortcuts there, okay? Repetition builds confidence. Every time I hosted a live, every time I showed up and spoke, even when I was nervous and my voice was shaking, every time I leaned in, I knew how I felt and I got better. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to go again and again, okay? So that could look like hosting a webinar again, only if 3 people showed up last time, okay? It could look like speaking to a small group before speaking to a big one. It could look like practicing your pitch in a safe space before a big moment. Why? Because confidence is not a light switch, it's a muscle. All right. You don't get muscles overnight. That means you build in motion, you strengthen it through action. Okay. And every time you do that, your voice is going to get louder to the point that people hear you and people are able to resonate. Okay. Now, something I've been thinking about, where have you been just shrinking? What could you do that helps you show up every day in some kind of way. Okay. You don't have to perform, but I invite you to write it down. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Even if you feel led in the comments, go ahead. If you feel scared, if you feel nervous, do that thing anyway. The world needs your voice, even the quiet ones. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm not going to be here before you long, but if you have not done so already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Another reminder for those that may be new, again, I welcome you. But I go live every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for our quiet authority conversations. Okay. If you've been waiting to feel confident, consider this your sign. Stop waiting. You are the voice that somebody is waiting for. Okay. So keep leading quietly. Let your quiet speak loud. Okay. Until next time. Now, if you're catching this replay or if you're on my live, I can't see on the screen for whatever reason I'm having a technical issue. I appreciate you. Go ahead, put your message down in the comments. I promise I'll reply back. But until next time, I will see you next Thursday. See you later.